Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Welcome along to episode 661 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, Bash Chamberlain is along to let us know about Jam Rock Fridays taking place at the North Street Social. Absolute treat there. Brilliant jamming session, brilliant music. More details on that very soon, including the jingle. Plus, on top of that, we'll be hearing from Sam Lambert. He's got a brand new single, which is out there now. Hearing from him and an updated version of a song that you may know. We'll be having a bit of an answer with Kelly Jeffs at the Lighthouse, all about what is ongoing down there, the brilliant films they've got on, and some fab stuff for the kids during the half-term week. Plus, the wonderful Osmonds musical is going to be at the Grand Theatre in March. Well worth a look. We are talking to the 5 boys playing the Osmonds as they tell the tale, share the music, and have an awesome time on stage with what is an amazing era of music and one of the biggest and earliest boy bands out there. That's all coming up on the show this week. From the 15th through to the 19th of March, we have The Osmonds, the musical, a new musical that's just had its world premiere. It's arriving at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre, and I'm joined now by the boys who are doing their thing on stage as one of the biggest boy bands in the world ever. Hello, lads.
Hello.
Right, so I've got to remember all the names. We've got Alex, Ryan, Jamie, Joseph, and Danny. Is that about right?
That's right.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Right, okay, so let's run round the list and get full details from each of you on who you are and which is the biggest moment in the show for you to start off with. And we'll begin with Danny, who's just coming to the end of a bit of a self-isolation period due to the old COVID. So, Danny, you're up first. Tell us more.
So I'm Danny. I play Wayne. Probably my favourite moment playing Wayne is when I sing Rain In. I've got a song in the second act, which is a lovely, heartfelt ballad. And I feel like it really encapsulates... Oh, is that even a word? It really captures what my character's going throughout the story, and it really sort of brings my story character arc to a close. So that's a really nice moment for my character. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan.
I'm Ryan. I play Meryl, and one of my highlights of the show is probably a moment towards the end when it kind of, my character specifically goes on this kind of mental down points and then gets brought up by the brothers and kind of goes on this journey of like always seeking for something more, you know? And then at the end, when all the brothers kind of come together and grip hold together, that's kind of a highlight for me.
It is a bit of an emotional roller coaster. You are following the family story. And like any family in the public eye, it does make it hard work. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a short while's time. Meanwhile, Joseph, let's go with you and your character, please.
Hello, I'm Joseph, and I played Donnie. And I think, obviously, there is so many moments in the show where we like share lovely moments as brothers, but I think for me personally, it's singing Puppy Love. I think it's just, I didn't quite realise how the reaction was going to be from the audience when I sing this song, but it's just been insane. Banners come out, hats come out, people are standing up. Apparently someone had a pair of knickers in their hand the other day that they were going to throw, so that would have been fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that moment for me is quite special.
Okie dokie. Alex, you're next.
I'm Alex. I play Jay, and my favourite bit is the end when we all wave and say goodbye. We've done the job. No, I'd say... Actually, you know what? To be fair, going with that, I'd say at the end of the show, the last 20 minutes of the show are kind of a big concert, a big party, really. And we kick it like with Love Me for a Reason. We go into He's My Brother. We go into Crazy Horses. We go into Lazy River. We do this lovely kind of moment where we all feel a bit like rock stars.
Yeah.
And the moment that Crazy Horses intro kicks off, the place absolutely falls apart. And to have the reactions we've had to the show so far, it's just been absolutely incredible. So I'd say for me, the last 20 minutes of the show, you've been working for the last 2 hours to get to this moment where it all comes back together, and we give the people what they want in that bit, I think. and we
Yeah.
love giving them what they want.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Jamie, tell us about you.
Yeah, so I'm Jamie. I'm playing Alan Osman. And yeah, my favourite part is similar to Alex, but at the end of the show, but probably going from the scene where we kind of see Alan and Jay rekindle. They apologise and they kind of make up for some of the more emotional parts of the show. And that for me is quite it's quite a roller coaster from what Alan's been through in the start of the show and to get to the end and for them to clear it up and to really feel that kind of like special bond again between the brothers, and then to go into Love Me for a Reason and seeing that when you feel all unified and together is pretty special. So yeah.
And this is amazing because it is official as well. Jay's been working with you on this, and it must be awesome actually getting basically source material on each of the characters.
Yeah,
it's great in a way to, especially as an actor, for me, playing the person whose life story you're telling. It makes it that there's a great deal of responsibility and pressure there when they're sat in the room in front of you, but it's also like an encyclopedia of knowledge about their life. So instead of going as a character or as an actor, like, well, what would my character do? What would my character feel? Or how would they do in this? Just go and ask him. Yeah, Jay, what do you think about this? How did this? Oh, great, I'll do that then.
But I mean, you are creating the music of the Osmonds, and I know all of you have worked extensively in theatre in some way. There's TV, there's film roles in all of your back catalogues. If we look at the number of lines you guys have got when it comes to CV, it runs into something as long as your arm. But and bringing that experience to this role and getting to perform these songs by, as we said, one of the biggest boy bands in the world ever, and one of the original big boy bands in the world ever, that must be in itself not only a challenge but jolly good fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. I mean, to stand there, unlike these guys, I haven't got a back catalogue of theatre. This is my debut, so it's quite special to be able to stand there and have this as a debut and be able to perform to those. I don't think any of us understood what level of love we were going to get from the fans, and it was important to us to make sure over anything else that we made sure that we made the fans happy over anybody else, and it seems like we are, and all the feedback we've had is that they're loving it. So to see them on their feet every night screaming, it just makes us realize how massive the Osmonds were and how loved they were. And it's a special feeling to be able to like honor them and do that and perform as them.
Yeah, and I mean, Danny, we're leaving you out a little bit because you can't get a word in edgeways with these guys who are all at the theatre at the minute.
There's a slight delay in everything, so I'm like, do I go, do I not?
No, it is difficult when you are the remote one. But I mean, there were times when that was what it was like in the Osmonds. It was one of them who was a bit remote, and they sort of came back into the fold. And what's it like? Because you've got to behave like brothers. So has there been any brotherly japes been played on each other during rehearsal?
It's actually been quite funny because we met each other a little bit before the process started, and we had like a day to like start singing the songs. And I think it was crazy how quickly we all got on. And I think we are literally like brothers in a way.
Yeah.
We literally are, and we know a lot about each other now. And it's been so special to have such a connection with these four boys, and it's been brilliant.
Okay, let's go around the table then. I want from each of you. I want a random fact about one of the others that sort of cements the friendship. So everything broadcastable, please. Danny, you can go first. Go on, name and shame. What fact would you pick up on any of the other boys?
Things that we can say before the watershed.
I don't know.
That's a hard
Cruel or kind? Anything at all? Who's your favourite then?
I did.
Make it easier.
Well, I mean, when I met Joey, he was a lot smaller than I thought he would be. No, I don't know. I mean, I guess what, because we were all quite new to each other, weren't we? We all didn't know each other beforehand. However, Jamie and Alex did know each other. So that was quite interesting, figuring out what our dynamic was like as a five when a few of us already knew each other or knew of each other. Same with Ryan and Alex, actually, because they'd done a few shows together. Whereas I knew of people but didn't really know anyone.
You basically stalked them on Instagram, and that was about as far as it went.
Yeah, exactly. So you sort of, you meet people through the audition process and things like that. But as Joe was saying, it was nice to, how quickly we all got on really well. And it was like I'd known them all for ages. And, the longer we spend with each other, the closer we're getting and the more fun we're having. So I'm sure there'll be more brotherly tricks played on each other throughout the contract.
So, Alex, have you got any goss on Jamie then?
Well, I've known Jamie since he was about 13 years old, singing, was it Dance With Me Tonight by Ollie Murs in a local talent show?
My name is Jamie.
Nice to meet you, can I tell you, baby? So one video that will come out, and me and Ryan have this is the fourth job we've done together. And Ryan has a very specific vocal warm-up that he does before every single show, where certain noises come out of this man that are not human noises. And it sounds like there's a bit of an exorcism going on. But then he goes out on stage and this walloping rock star god of a voice comes out of the man. But
and we all go, maybe we should warm up.
Maybe we should be making those noises that he
Does it
makes.
annoy you boys myself?
No, we just hear you from about 4 miles away.
We were when we performed on Dancing with the Stars the other day, they were all dancing. They were obviously, we were kind of backstage and they were doing some of the practicing and everything and recording. And I was down at one end of this massive studio going to the toilet, and from the other end I can hear, yay! Like, shoot, and I'm going, they're filming, and Ryan's just like, he just doesn't care. He's like,
but whatever it is he does, it works miracles.
Yeah.
My word, the noise that comes out of this man when a microphone's in front of him and there's music, it's one of those voices that has to be heard to be believed.
I think we'll give Ryan the chance to name a shame after the grief he's got there. Ryan, come on. A story about one of the boys.
So I think I balance out the testosterone of these boys at least 50%. They are the most cheekiest bunch of lads I've ever met. And I love it. There's nothing in particular that I can say.
Not publicly anyway.
Yeah, without having to go beep, beep, beep. But all I will say is that they are the cheekiest bunch of boys I've ever met.
And I'll also go as far to say that he's possibly one of the cheekiest boys I've met.
So we've worked out that you get on well. It's a good atmosphere. It's going to be awesome, and you bring that to the stage as well. And I think that's again another important part of it. I mean, it's been an extensive rehearsal process because this has to be right. It is the official story of the Osmonds, and it's a chance to share with the world. And who knows where this is going to go next? I mean, you're already touring nationally. Anything can happen from here, can't it?
I think that's the hope. The show is still very much in its infancy, and if you look at new shows in the States, you'd try it out of town for 3-4 months before you'd even look at going to somewhere bigger like Broadway, and then you'd even go into previews there as well. So we're very much at the early stages of something, but if the audience reaction's anything to go by and the interest in the piece so far, it's that we think we could really be onto something really special here, and it tells the story behind the smiles of this incredible family that have survived 60 years in show business, and that there's so much interest and intrigue to that with this great back catalogue of songs. And I think we all felt the responsibility coming in to represent them well, because we don't look like them, we aren't them as such. We're not really going for looky likes in like a tribute show, but honoring them and their spirit has been integral to all of us in this process, and to the writers, to Sean and Julian, throughout, to everyone involved. It's honoring the spirit of the family and what they're about, whilst sharing their story with the world. It's almost like a living memoir, rather than like an autobiography on the page. It's kind of a really special thing to see people react to as well. I think it's the audience reaction to what just blown us all away so far. So yeah, going back to your original point on that, is let's hope the sky's the limit for it. If people keep loving it and keep wanting to see it and keep buying tickets, then hopefully I'll still be playing Jay Osmond when I'm 42.
Which would be amazing. But I mean, the other amazing thing is the costumes. Some of the outfits that the guys wore when they were doing this back in the day, you have recreated. And you've probably never seen so much nylon or man-made materials in your life, have you?
No, it's pretty crazy. Some of the costumes we've got. I mean, and the changes as well. I mean, the costume changes. It's as if we're doing magic. I think for the people watching it, because we go off stage and about 5 seconds later we come on in a completely different costume, and none of it's layered. We're all just going mental.
That are not easy to get into either.
Yeah, and it's all poppered shirts and like tight flares and things, but it looks the costume design and the stage design looks incredible, and the way they've set it all up and the way they've used, because obviously the Osmonds all had their colours, and so we all have our colour as one of the Osmond brothers, and they've tried to make our costumes, whatever it is, whether it's day wear or whether it's our big performance wear in the one pieces, everything has our colour going through it, which is really interesting because it helps people. I mean, in those weeks, unless we're constantly saying names, you might forget which one's which. So with the colours, it helps people to keep that, to keep a reminder of who is who, and to remember that as it goes through the show. But they've done such a good job with the costumes, and they really do look amazing in the lights and everything. It really is, incredible work.
And of course, I mean, Donny is the Osmond that people would maybe go to first. I mean, that must be fun to have that. But do we get Osmond envy then based on that, or are you all enjoying the show together?
Oh no, I don't think so really.
It's been a bit of a mixed bag. You go to the stage door and some people are like, my favourite's Wayne, my favourite's Jake. Like, it really does, it changes. I don't think I've met
between us. That's why.
That's
why I was saying. No, I don't know.
I don't think there's envy, because I think the nice thing about the show is that even though it's written by Jay, everybody has their own story, and each person has something to tell and some sort of arc that they have to work towards.
It's about the five.
Yeah,
it's about all five brothers equally, and a story of brotherhood, rather than it being about one being the star, one being the lead vocalist, one being whatever. It's about the group and all of that within the group. And I think, again, you said some people might be coming to the show thinking it's Donny Osmond the musical.
I mean, that is the like, you do see just in the distance banners of Donny Osmond in the audience.
Some people have Donny
faces and purple hats. I mean, there is a sway towards Donny and the audience.
A slight sway.
Yeah.
It's great. Like with the envy thing, I don't think we feel that at all, because I don't know about you boys, but watching Joe do Puppy Love, I'm watching his reaction to the crowd. So it's like, and as well, because we spend so much time with each other on stage. When we're on stage together, we're living each other's moments through each other. So I feel like we all experience it, even though we're all playing different characters, which is nice.
This one can move.
He's
got the best grooves you'll ever see.
Can we have a little demonstration?
Come on, up you get.
Go on, give us. Do you want to see the purple Crocs as well?
Oh, that is quality. And matching socks.
Yeah.
Look at him go. Chuck some disco music to that. You are away. It's going to drive everybody wild. It is the Osmonds musical. It is at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre from the 15th through to the 19th of March. 01902 429212 is the box office number. grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets. Come along, see the boys in action. They're going to be bringing the Osmonds music to life, telling a story, and basically having a blooming good time as they do it by the looks of things. You're a fantastic gang. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the show in Wolverhampton in March.
Thank you so much.
Jam Rock Fridays at the North Street Social are the way to spend your Friday nights in the heart of Wolverhampton. Bash Chamberlain is along to tell me more. Hello, sir.
Hello, Jason. Thanks for having me on.
It's always good to talk to you, and there's always loads going on. So what is happening with this whole new night?
Well, if you don't know much about a jam session, we set up the drums, we have bass guitar, we have various vocals. We invite musicians and to come and jam. They've never played together before, and it creates just something new, fresh, and inviting for like a musical hub. And the venue is amazing. You got to come and check it out.
You never know what you're going to hear, because you never know what's going to be on the show that night.
Yeah, I play a few tunes in between to make people feel welcome. You know, if you want a song request, it's like a traditional pub atmosphere, but with that kind of gig element to it, you know. And I know I've got a lot of vocalist friends, musician friends, and he said if they haven't got a gig, they can come down, have a drink, and play 15 minutes with someone never played before, and see if they can create some nice musical energy, so to speak. And we had the first night on Friday, the 18th of Feb, just gone, and I honestly, it was after the couple of years we've had with the lockdowns and whatnot. I really felt like we had something to work with there, and they are vibrant. We had a mixed crowd of young and old, elderly. So sorry, and we kept them going till 2 a.m, and it was so nice, so welcoming, and it's so sociable. People aren't being sociable these days, but we managed to create a night that was sociable. That's why the name North Street Social is absolutely brilliant, and it looks great. You have to come and check it out.
I will be down there one Friday night in the not too distant future. That is the plan for definite. And this is the first time I've ever done an interview about an event that has its own jingle as well. So we will take a little listen to that now.
Jam, rock, jam, rock, call it jam, rock, jam, rock, jam, rock, jam, rock. Hey, yo, Friday's the night in Wolverhampton right now. If you into live music and you like to get loud, DJ Bash presents the cream of the crop, setting the stage for talent. We call jam rock. We got the bass guitars, drums, mics at large, street food at hand, 7 till 8 bar. You can find us on North Street, the social baby. Jam rock's the place to get your weekend wavy. We call it jam rock.
Okay, then, Bash, explain how did that all come about?
That's a good friend of mine, Jack Jones. He's currently based in Wolverhampton, but he's a London boy. He's normally out in Dubai doing his hip hop and soul vibe, performing. But I had him come back, and I said, you know what? I've never had a jingle. Can you make me a jingle for this night? He is absolutely brilliant when he's on the microphone, when he's got a bass player and a drummer behind him, and you can throw words at him and he will rap out of it. It's absolutely brilliant. So I just said, you know, this is a few things. It's a Friday. It's called Jam Rock. We're going to be at North Street, so you should bass and drums, and yeah, that's what you get when you approach a musician for a jingle.
Well, brilliant stuff, and it's all about the ethos. It's something done on the fly and absolutely fantastic, and that's the whole night. So, how much does it cost to get involved in all of this? Is there an entry into the pub, or how does it work?
It's free entry, and obviously we give free drinks for the musicians who get involved. There's this board games. People were playing Jenga and Plunket. Do you remember that one?
I remember. Was it
Kaplunk, that's the one. Kaplunk. There's people Kaplunk at the bar. The 18, 19-year-olds looking at me going, how did you play this? I haven't played that since I was about 10. But it's brilliant that people have got it. And my lady friend Valentina was playing Jenga at the bar. And it was just nice. They've got loads of beer pong going on, so you can play with your friends, and it's just nice. It's just, well, it's got a traditional pub element, but you don't just walk in there and sit on your own. There is a real social feel about it. If you're coming on your own, I'll introduce you to a group of nice people, and hopefully you'll see that it's worth a look. It really is. It's what Wolverhampton did on a Friday night. So
yeah, it sounds absolutely amazing.
It's maybe really exciting about putting on these kind of nights, you know.
And what sort of genres of music? I mean, we've got a hip hop style jingle for it, but I suppose it can be anything. Whoever turns up.
We had performers doing Radiohead, The Kinks. We had all sorts of tunes being played. Lola Loren, absolutely amazing vocalist. She did a couple of Amy Winehouse covers. They went down really well. and the bass player learnt the bass line pretty soon. He had a look at, brought up the chords, and it's just nice how things go. You know, I'll even play, you know, a bit of reggae, bit of R&B, whatever it is. I'll read the crowd. I like to see what it is. If a bunch of Polish guys come in, I'll drop you some Polish tune. There isn't such a music policy on this. It is as multi-genre as anything. We were playing AC/DC and the Cult near the end, but we were also playing sort of Ney and I don't know, Usher, that sort of thing. So a massive mix, you know. Whatever party sounds for party people, and you know, we all like our different things. Well, I was asking people for song requests, going around and introducing myself, and giving them stickers for the night, North Street Social stickers. So if you've got one of them, game on, get them out, pictures, hashtag North Street Social, and hopefully we'll have another good Friday night coming up.
Well, I'm going to turn up with some flyers for the radio show and the podcast, I think, as well, on Friday night. That'd be good fun.
You do, because I love what you do. You know what you do. And you've got me up on a Sunday morning. There's very few people who let me get out of bed. I will get out of bed on a Sunday. I will for you, because I love your energy. I really do. You do a great service to the music scene of Wolverhampton, and the football section. All good well-being things you support, charities and health and mindful health charities and things like that. You're always making people aware of these things, and they're very important, especially for myself as well. I've had some issues over the lockdown, and just people like yourself who are helping host people to help and support that's out there.
Well, I think you're going to be looking after a lot of people's mental health with what you're doing on a Friday night. So I think that's going to be good for absolutely everybody. It's going to be a giggle. You're going to get some great music, and you're going to get a great get-together as well. So give us all the details of how people find you and when to turn up.
Just on Instagram or Facebook, North Street Social. We're called Jam Rock. We're working with that. It's a new name. And every Friday, free entry from 7 p.m. till late. We went on till 2 a.m. last week, but we never envisaged it. That was a really successful night, so may that continue. So every Friday night, North Street Social. It's the old little Civic, so it's next to the large Civic Hall in North Street in Wolverhampton.
Well worth getting yourself along by the sounds of it. I will see you in the not too distant future on one Friday night. Meanwhile, have a brilliant time. Keep doing what you're doing, and we look forward to more from you in the not too distant future, Bash.
You too, sir. Bless you. Sorry for my gibberish. Big love. Big up yourself, and respect to all your listeners.
Sam Lambeth is once again bringing more new music to the world. Nod Your Head is the brand new single, and he joins me now to tell me more about it. Hello, sir.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to catch up with you. Everything okay with you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, the single come out, I think it was last Friday. So it's been a really, really good week, and the reception's been really, really good.
Okay, so what is the current state of play with your music career? Because over the years, I mean, we have to briefly touch on the fact you've been in a number of bands, run a number of different things, done some great work for charity along the way, and now you have got a brand new single, and it's all about head nodding. So what's the deal?
Well, I started, I assembled a live band last year off the back of the EP that I released, Love and Exile, which I did on my own. Mm-hmm. But then I wanted to go out and do some gigs, so obviously I needed to find a band, and 4 people were foolish enough to sign up to it. We started running through the songs on the record, but we also ran through some of my old songs as well. And one of them, Nod My Head, which, as you know, originally came out in 2009.
It is way back, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and. Yeah, we started working together on it and kind of gave it a bit of a different lease of life, a bit more of a different style. And I decided to take the opportunity to change the lyrics. And we were all really, really happy with it. And it was getting a good reception when we played it live. So we said, well, why not go into the studio and cut a brand new version of Nod My Head?
The song itself, I say, I still have since 2009 the chorus going round in my head, so that's there and with me. So, what differences can Sam Lambeth aficionados who have been with you for the last nearly 2 decades of your musical work got to look forward to?
Oh well, yeah, it's changed a lot. When I first wrote Nod My Head, I imagined this kind of acoustic kind of Paul Simon style number. I was always into old man music, but then when I did it with the Monobloggers, because we were all young and we was in our first rock band, we played it kind of fast and fuzzy, and it was very much kind of punky, which I was happy with at the time. But over the years, I thought it'd be great to revisit how I initially wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So the new Nod My Head version is probably a bit more mature, leans more towards those early influences, like I say, like Paul Simon, like Van Morrison, that kind of style. I think it's a bit more fuller, a bit more richer, because you've got the mandolin, the harmonica. You've got the new band that I play with, the Four Chords, their DNA is all over it as well. So yeah, I think the lyrics are a bit more grown up, a bit more reflective, and the whole style is a bit more mature. But the good thing is, you said it's been in your head. The good thing is, it was an opportunity this time to annoy a whole new flock of people, because I keep getting messages from people going, I hate you because I can't get that bloody song out of my head. So I've had to annoy people again over 10 years later.
Yeah, well, so when you said this is what the thing, I thought, right, hang on, that's an oldie, but we'll see how it works out. But it's revamped and reupholstered for a new generation.
Yeah, totally different, I think. I'm proud of the first Nod My Head that I did, and I've got really fond memories of it. But I'm really, really pleased with this version because, again, like I said, it just sounds like how I imagined it the first time I wrote it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what else is going on then? Obviously, you're revisiting some of the back catalogue, bringing it up to where you want it to be. Are we going to see a retrospective, which is all going to be reworked tunes, or have you got some brand new stuff that is going to be new earworms for people to endure?
Well, I don't know about earworms, but yeah, I'm working on some new stuff, some new stuff. So it'd be great to get in the studio and do that. I think the plan is short term. We've got our headline gig on Friday the 18th of March in Dead Wax in Birmingham. We won last year. It's really, really good. So we're looking forward to going again. We're kind of seeing that's a bit of a victory lap, I suppose, in a way, to round up, the year's touring that we've done and the promotion for the Love and Exile record. And I think then the plan is hopefully try and do some festivals if we get asked to do any, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe in the autumn, start working on the new stuff I've got and head back to the studio. So in terms of gigs, we want to be a bit more selective this year so we can spend more time crafting new stuff, because I've got the songs written. We just now need to work on them in the studio. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for the year ahead. But yesterday we went into the cellar rooms where we rehearse, and we recorded a live album. So it's really great to document the tour that we've been on and the songs that we've been playing. Yeah, hopefully maybe in the summer, late summer, we'll release that as well. So yeah, we've got loads going on. It's it's just been real fun, and hopefully there's more to come.
So what banners are you putting that under?
So it's still Sam Lambeth, but it's Sam Lambeth and the Four Chords now.
Which is quite important to what you used to be able to play, because I'm sure you only used to be able to do 2, haven't you?
Well, it's been 2 decades, like you say, so I managed to learn one more. And don't forget, it's them, not me. So they're the ones that know the chords, not me.
That's all right then. But so it's almost like Hank Marvin and the Shadows and the likes of that sort of thing there. So you've got a headline name and a group with you working with you. So this is you have proper official celebrity status. And how's the look going to go? Because we always have to talk about this every time we get together, because I never know what version of Sam Lambeth I'm going to get. And this time round, as we speak, as we are here on Zoom, I feel I've got some a 70s detective, maybe a private investigator of some variety. So the beard, the hair, is that what the look you were going for, or am I going to get kicked next time I see you?
I mean, honestly, I always say that I'm going to stick to a look, and then, as you know, I get bored and change it. But yeah, I adopted this look for like I say, the Love and Exile record, which come out back in May. So, I've stuck to this one quite rigidly.
That's quite good for you.
Yeah, I think for now, yeah, I'm going to keep it this, the check shirts, the hair, the beard. It's easy. I don't have to put much thought into it. So yeah, never say never,
there's less man-made materials than during the leopard print stage as well.
Oh God, I think I've burnt all them pictures. The only problem is my mates still have them pictures. And the other night we went out for a meal, and there was a new person at the table. So my mate got out his phone and just showed her all the embarrassing pictures from that era. I mean, he's got more pictures of me than his girlfriend, but yeah. So I was squirming, but yeah, I think like you say about the look, I think it's important that the look does match the sound. I think for me anyway, I've always had that feeling. So the look I have at the moment, and as daft as it sounds, the look I have at the moment with the hair and the facial hair and the check shirts, the jeans, the desert boots, you know, I think it just matches the sound that we've got. So as long as we keep doing this sound, it will still be this. And I can't afford to get new clothes now anyway with the
This is it. The scary bit is, underneath whatever it is that you look, you don't look any older, which is the scary part as well. I don't know how you managed that for the last nearly 2 decades that I've known you, but there we are.
Monkey Glands.
That's it. That does it every time.
Yeah, that's the next band name.
Right, so okay, where do we get everything that's going on at the moment then? So there's going to be back catalogue stuff as well, and are both versions of Nod out there?
Oh yeah, both versions are on Spotify. So Sam Lambeth is the name on Spotify, so type that in and I should come up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all Sam Lambeth Music, all one word, all lowercase. And obviously I'm on YouTube and SoundCloud as well, so if you just type Sam Lambeth in, it'll come up too. And from those platforms, you know, all the updates about new releases and gigs are on there as well.
And new haircuts, and whether the facial hair comes or goes, but there we go.
I limit the amount of selfies I put on these days.
Yeah, right. Come on, you're obsessed. So always good to speak to you. It's always a pleasure. Love the music, and I always appreciate your time. And I'm looking forward to this one, and again, showing off your talents to the world, because you absolutely deserve that. So, Lambeth, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much, mate. Thanks for all the support.
When I was at school, I played the class fool, and I had no dad who would teach me how to fight. So I dodged the low blows, and I ran straight home, and I lose myself in sounds till the early light, and I listen to the words they're singing, and I nod my head, and I listen to
During their Tuesday through Sunday working week, the Lighthouse is always a busy and exciting place to be. Also COVID secure as well. We must remember that bit. Kelly Jeff, CEO, joins me now to let me know what's going on with their current features. Hello to you.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm all right. I trust we find you well.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good
Keeping
stuff.
on.
That's the way. It's all we can do. So what is going on at the moment and what films are you showing down at Lighthouse?
Well, we're hitting half term, aren't we? We've just suddenly come 100 mile an hour. So we've put on some great family films with a cheap family special ticket price. So we're screening Encanto and Sing 2. Yeah, I think everyone's raving about both of them. So that's our half-term activity. Yeah, that's good.
So that's going to be good, and it's a chance to come down, enjoy a film in the right environment on the big screen, and not only that, be able to pick up popcorn and enjoy the whole cinema experience, which is something. I mean, we had fun with as kids, but it seems to happen less for kids these days than it used to. So half term's a brilliant chance to do it.
Well, I think one of the key factors these days is how, taking a family to a multiplex, it's not as simple as just getting your ticket, and there's lots of other temptations, and it can get quite expensive, and Lighthouse is an arts charity and independent cinema. We want to try and engage with as many people as possible and not exclude people, which is why we try to keep the ticket prices down. £5 for children, anyone under 25, £5 any film. So it's keeping those tickets, ticket prices affordable, but also, we don't sort of emphasise the popcorn culture. That's not what we're about.
It's an option.
It is an option, but it's not something that we sort of, it's people who come to see films at Lighthouse. It's usually to actually see the film. And it's a safe, it's a safe space, and it's feels more of a relaxed atmosphere. So that's why we try and encourage lots of families and to feel comfortable.
Yeah, and there's normally something else to see and do, and you're not being charged through the nose for that at the same time as being there. There are no amusement games, are there? There's nothing like that.
Well, funnily enough, we've got traditional board games that you can play in the cafe bar if you want. We've got a little football table, but we've also got the exhibition space, which has always got something interesting to look at. We've got a wolf sculpture. We've got a giraffe sculpture. That you've got the actual experience of being in an old factory that's been renovated. It's just if you haven't been in before, it's a real wow factor. And we've got a beautiful exhibition on as you walk through the Chubb Building's doors at the minute. Supported by the landlords and supported by everybody in the building, we were able to host one of the British Art Show Offsite 9 exhibitions, which is beautiful wall, pieces of wall that have been sort of, I suppose, landscaped really across the courtyard entrance ceiling area. And it's just mesmerising, and it's part, it's the theme of it is hope and connectivity, and it's brightly coloured, so it's really lovely. And so we're really proud to be part of that Offsite 9 project as well.
And I say that is the ethos of the Lighthouse. You say it's all about seeing things. I mean, even if you're not coming to see a film, go and see that. Then get tempted to go and see a film whilst you're there. You've got Lockwell's Cafe Bar as well, which is open not only during the day but also evening use too. And weekends have been again another opportunity to get back down there and enjoy the experience of using the facility. So you got half-term films. That's going to be running Tuesday onwards.
The half-term film started the weekend. And they'll be right through till next Saturday, I think. Yeah. So that's a full-on programme each late mornings. All the times of the screenings are on the website. The other films we've got showing this week have all got Oscar buzz about them, and award season. There's The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which is the film about the tele-evangelist couple who and she ended up becoming more of a champion for LGBT community and being involved in the HIV conversation at that time in the 80s. And you will not recognise Jessica Chastain. Oh my God, what a makeover. she spent hours and hours in makeup, apparently with prosthetics, and because the Tammy Faye character, or the woman who she was very, very overly made up and very just really extreme look. But the way that Jessica Chastain has captured it is amazing. So just for that, it's worth seeing. But it is a really interesting story as well, about the demons that money brings, and all that side of it. We've also got a wonderful animated film called Flea, which has been nominated for 3 Oscars. It's been nominated for Best Foreign Film, Best Animated Feature, and Best Documentary. So again, we encourage people to come and see that, not just because of the subject matter, but because animated feature films, especially for an adult audience, you don't come across them very often, and it's really great. We're really proud to be showing that film. And it's just the basic storyline is a young Afghanistan man who travels, flees Afghanistan, but he does have other kind of a secret that he's holding that needs to come out, and it's all about how that's dealt with. But it's a beautiful, beautiful film. And we've got a big blockbuster on at the moment as well, which is Death on the Nile, Kenneth Branagh's new directed piece, which is star-studded. I think even Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders crop up in it. So it's Gal Gadot and Kenneth Branagh, of course, playing the Poirot character. So again, it's a spectacle. People have been coming out saying it is actually, a feast for the eyes, and we all know that these films have been done before, but you still tend to forget who the murderer was.
and also, it's seeing it told in a different way with different effects. It is about seeing somebody else play that character and their take on that character as well. And Kenneth Branagh likes to throw himself into these things completely, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Well, he just loves it, doesn't he? But one of the interesting bits of feedback that we've had is apparently the opening sequence is almost like a Discovery Channel piece about the history of the Nile, or it gives you a sense of like a travel documentary. So that's quite interesting that you're all going to learn something about the Nile. So that's Death on the Nile. We've got that for 2 weeks. Then we're heading towards March. Oh my God, heading towards March already.
It's frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, but just to bookend February, we have 2 classics which we are so pleased to be screening. In memory of Sidney Poitier, we'll be screening the classic Guess Who's Coming to Dinner next Saturday afternoon. And then we've got, next Sunday afternoon, 27th. And then we've got The Godfather. We are planning on showing the whole trilogy over the next 3 months, as they've all been reissued due to anniversaries. This is the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. So come and have a Saturday night out and watch a classic on the big screen. Everybody raves on about, The Godfather's my favourite film. I think The Godfather's my favourite film. So, well, come and watch it, where it should be watched, and come and celebrate.
Just how it should be. And in particular, if, like you and me, it is also the same age as you, which I think is a thing too, isn't it?
Well, that's rude. No, I'm proud to be a vintage age, just like The Godfather. I think we're doing all right, Dyson.
I think we both are. For anybody who doesn't know, we went to school together in the same year, so this is the reason I'm allowed to be rude to Kelly about her age, because I'm the same age. But there we go. Well, there's lots to see. Give us the web address and the phone number, please.
Yeah, so it's www.light-house.co.uk, and you can call us during our opening hours. Box office is open. It's usually covered from late morning, early afternoon, as we don't open in the mornings and we don't open Mondays. So you can call 01902 925 225 and book tickets over the phone. There are no extra charges if you book over the phone. If you book online, there's a small booking fee. Or you can come into Box Office and book tickets directly. Most of the screenings at the moment, you can just turn up. If you want to spontaneous visit, you can just turn up. In the main, you can get tickets as you walk through the door.
But yeah, if you want to make sure everything's set up, get yourself booked in. You'll know exactly where and when you're going to be, and it will be an amazing experience because it is. It's always lovely down the Lighthouse, light-house.co.uk, and go along and see what is happening and be part of it. Kelly Jeff, CEO of the Lighthouse, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jason. See you soon.
That's a lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 662 next week. It'd be lovely to have you along. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.